Hey, what's up, everybody? So I'm back today. Gonna assemble this Paul Rogers style J-frame. Gonna set it up as a shader, and you guys can follow along while I do it. This one, as of today, recording this video, this machine will be available, and I'll be adding it to my $200 machine sale. Gonna set this one up as a shader. And then I'll probably post it up on my website after the video's done. Oops. So I like to start by putting the coils on first, and then I'll do the armature bar. And once I get the armature bar on, I'll start to shim it up so that it hits flat. So right now I'm gonna spring up my shader armature bar. If you guys want to see a video of cutting springs, I have one of those too. I'll put a link in the description, so you guys can just click on that and check out how I cut springs if you want to see that later on. I think I've said this in other videos, but if you guys are assembling machines, you really want to invest in some alignment bars, like this one for your A bar, and then this one for your spring, so everything's pretty spot on when you get to assembly. So once you got everything set up for assembling a machine, it goes pretty quick. So this video shouldn't be too long today. So there you go, and then I just make sure everything's lined up. It looks like the front spring wants to go a little bit to the left. So before I take this off that holds everything in line, I'll tweak that a little bit. And then you want to tighten it down pretty good. Make sure both of these are wrenched down. And then I like to just do everything by feel, so I'll kind of give it an upward bend to the tension I like. Once I shim it up, I might give it a little bit more tension, but we'll see. And I'll start by shimming the front coil first. It seems a little easier, and then I'll shim the back if it needs it. Also, I like to use, I have 4 different size shims just so that I can get as close as possible to flat. So sometimes you got to kind of play around, or sometimes you get it on the first try. So there you go, nice and flat. Hopefully you'll be able to see that on the front spring, and then we will lift the back spring a tiny bit. So here's a little trick I do. I slide the shim under and I grab these, I think they're like electronics pliers for phones, and I'll push the shim in there, and then I'll try to find it through the screw hole, and then when you let go of the wires, it centers it in there for you. And at the same time I'm pushing the coil down so it doesn't move on me, and then you can get that back shim in real easy. You could also use like a front spring, anything that's tapered, because as you push it in, it'll center that shim for you. Alright, so that's a pretty nice gap in the back and flat in the front. Now, and then I always like to do the rear binding post first. I like to line up the hole so everything kind of looks nice when you're looking at it, even though you don't use that clipcord hole on this style frame. I also use two size shoulder washers. I like the small shoulder washers for the rear binder and the big one for the front binder. Just aesthetics. It doesn't, you can use either way. I just like the way they look. And then when I do the front binding posts, a lot of times I will have to also shim it over to make it hit center on the front spring. A lot of times with just two of these black washers it's good, but we'll see how this one goes right now. And then if you can, I like to try to get a 90-degree angle. That's why I like these slotted frames. It gives you a lot of adjustability for the front spring. It'll help the wear on your contact screw if it's hitting flat instead of cocked at an angle. Then you'll get like a weird diagonal flat, and when you turn your contact screw, you're really out of tune. So if you can, keep them at 90 degrees. That's my dog Tilly. You might hear her coming in and out of the garage a little bit. So for this front, you just kind of play around with it until everything lines up. That's pretty good there. Let's see how centered. And then, so I think with this it was too much. So I'll start shimming it over with some of my coil shims. So if you guys like this kind of stuff and want to see more of it, just shoot me a comment on what you guys want to see. I'll be doing a coil winding video pretty soon. I've been getting a couple requests on that. And I just finished up upgrading my coil winder, so that'll be a cool one to do. So yeah, if you guys like this stuff, subscribe to my channel, hit the like button, turn on your notifications so that you guys know when I make a new video. And that'll help me out, and I'll keep doing it. So I think this might be pretty good now. Front spring needs a little tweak still. So sometimes this is what takes the longest because you want it to all line up real good. I think we should be there now. Yeah. So there's everything good. And then I'll eyeball the gap from the front spring to the binding, or to the contact screw, sorry. And then just kind of go from there. I like to tune all my machines around 6.5 volts loaded. So I'll tune it and then I'll load it and tune it loaded. So this is a noise I kind of listen to. I might have to give it a little more upward tension, but we'll see right now. And again, this one is going to be a shader. And right now my power supply is at 6.5 volts. And let's see where it is just from eyeballing. So it sounds pretty good right there. And then I'll just kind of, give it 1/8 of an inch turns at a time to see where I like it. But that actually sounds really good loaded. I'll give it a tiny turn and then make sure everything's nice and tight. So that is how I assemble machines and tune them. It goes pretty quick once you get the hang of it. If anybody wants this machine, it's up for grabs. $200, free US shipping. I'll have a link to this machine as well, directly to my website if you want to buy it, or you can comment and I can tell you how to buy it with Venmo or Cash App. And yeah, keep sending me comments on what you guys want to see, and I'll keep making more videos for you. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys on the next one.